Good morning, YouTubers, truth seekers. You found my channel and my man boobs. They're beautiful, aren't they? It is Friday morning, May 8th, around 9 o'clock here in beautiful downtown Pai, Thailand. And what a crazy couple of days, last couple of days it's been. I used to be a voracious reader. Whenever I got interested in something as a kid, Houdini, I went on a Houdini kick for a while, the magician, and I went down, walked down, got out of my house, actually walked out in the open air to a library. I know, it shows, gray hair, different time, different way of living. Because now everybody just Googles it, which is a problem I'll talk about today a little bit. But anyway, I would, as a kid, in my teen and preteen years, so if you Google preteen, you just found me. How do you like me so far? Huh? Yeah, that's right, boobies and preteen. And this Google took you here. I'm going to put those as keywords for this video. So there, serves you right, you friggin' perverts. So I'd walk down to the library in Hazlet, New Jersey. Hey. And read every book, check out every book they had. 2 books, 5 books, however many I could hold, however many they'd let me take out. And I'd go home and start reading and read and learn everything I could about the subject. And of course, books have gone the way of the whatever, mine a bird. Books have gone the way of common sense, and everything now is on the internet. So here's the problem with that. What if what we see on the internet is controlled? Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy. What if the people who are giving us the search results have an agenda? Imagine that, a person with an agenda or a point of view that they want to push on to other people. Oh, that's never happened. That's impossible, Greg. Everybody who works for Google and Amazon and every place else I search is completely independent and only wants to serve me. Right. Carrot juice, yeah, baby. So, my entire life, I searched for the truth. And what I mean by that was just because I read it somewhere or just because somebody told me something, I chose not to believe it. I wanted to investigate further and hear from multiple sources, and then, here's the big one, make up my own mind. Huge. And part of that, I have 143 IQ. Now, in Asia, that's nothing, because internationally, genius is 160 IQ and above. So, here in Thailand, I'm not all that. I'm just a big, fat, goofy farang, right? But in America, the land of Beavis and Butthead, the land of, there's a really good movie called Idiocracy you need to see when you get a chance. 140 and above is genius. So in America, I'm a genius. Go America. I love you, America. Born and raised, spent 56 years of my life in America. So I'm a genius. So what I found out in the 3rd grade is I was smarter than most of the kids in the class. I could remember, from the year before that Columbus discovered America in 1492. Why that was important for us to learn, I'm still not sure, but that's what they taught us, and that's what I regurgitated, and that's all it was once you learned history in 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th, 5th, honestly, high school was the same books. You'd go through the same crap, and you wouldn't learn anything new the rest of the time in school. What's up with that? You're starting to see the system's broken. But anyway, I could remember the answers from last year better than the other kids. Big friggin' whoop. Woohoo! That didn't make me wealthy later on. That didn't make me broke when I was broke. It just, it had absolutely no bearing on who I am as a person, that I had a better memory, right? So I learned at an early age, and this even applied to my teachers at the time, to trust my own judgment more than other people, because I got the answers right. I was the smartest kid in the class, right? So I'm not gonna go and say to the dumbest kid in the class, "Hey, what do you think about this crisis? What's the solution?" We're talking third grade, right? So it was that point that I formed a tremendous sense of self-reliance that later on only grew. When I was in my teens, my authority figure, which was my mom, single mom, Dad divorced her with good reason when I was 3 years old, and he died when I was 12, so really didn't have the father influence. And Mom was a hot mess, like many people are in this world. She had her own set of problems, which made her unqualified, to raise children, because children are plants, and you got to water them and feed them and give them sunlight and talk to them and fertilize them and do everything that they grow strong. And not everybody's a good gardener. You heard the term, "I got a green thumb." Not every parent is qualified to parent, yet they still pop out kids. They have them, they're responsible for them. They clothe them, they feed them, they do the best job they can, but the bottom line is, not everybody's a good gardener. It's just the way it is. So, my mom was a worker. She tried breaking the glass ceiling against women. People say America's racist, and that's true, definitely, but not to the extent it used to be. It's gotten better. Can it get better still? Of course. There's things that have been going on for hundreds and thousands of years, and it's going to take some time to fix. Now, should it take thousands of years to fix? Fuck no. And are people right to be upset and demand better? Absolutely. So there was a glass ceiling in the 70s where a woman doing the same work as a man would not be paid the same. Is that still going on to some extent? Absolutely. As bad as it was in the 70s? No. Be honest. Is it broken? Does it still need to be fixed? Yes. I'll be honest. Will you be honest and say great strides have been made from back in the day? Just look around. It's is there more work to be done on both sides? Sure. At some point, has there been times when people have flipped to the other side and hired somebody because they're a woman or a minority, which women were the minority in the workforce back then and to some extent now? Yeah, sometimes they flipped and done exactly what they are accusing old fat white men are doing and hiring because of race or gender. That's exactly what you're fighting. Funny how that works, isn't it? How you become the oppressor, given a little power. So, what's right, what's wrong? Keep fighting, keep changing. It's been changing and it needs to keep changing. So, enough said on that. So anyway, she was a single mom, a working mom. She had to go out and make money, so she was in the corporate world. And when she came home, she was tired, like I'm tired when I came home from work. And, just anyway, to say that I'm self-reliant is a massive understatement. And when I got into the Navy and I got into a class, a group of 80 men, and there was no women in that program then, and still now, but there will be eventually. And we graduated, one class of 12 out of two groups of 40, 80 total, went down to have a graduating class of 12. guys ringing the bell, and there is, the only easy day was yesterday and all that crap. And once again, self-reliant. That training is meant to break you down so they can build you back up. And because they're sadistic motherfuckers who enjoy their job. And I didn't give them the satisfaction. Never let them see you sweat. Well, I sweat a shitload, but I never let them see that they were getting to me. And problem solver. That started early. This is 1984 in Coronado, California. Part of the torture, training, was lack of sleep and cold water out in the ocean in Sand Dog and on the Strand in Imperial Beach. And the I don't even remember the name of it anymore. The RX, Navy Exchange, the store on base where we could buy items with our little meager paychecks, had Vaseline petroleum jelly. As a kid, my mom would put it, chapped lips. There's a Vicks Vapor Rub was the other shit I was thinking of. It wasn't Vaseline, but we had a jar of it at house. It was a general purpose. But the main thing I remembered was chapped lips. And from the running and the PT and the exercise, my little thighs had chafed and rubbed together and gotten sores, open sores. So I'm like, well, that shit heals, right? It healed my chapped lips, so it will heal my little chubby thighs. I gotta keep going. I'm not gonna quit. I'm not gonna fucking quit. You can't make me quit. Fuck you. See, there's a little bit of that inside fuck you. That's important too. But what we're gonna talk about today is having that inner fuck you. Everybody needs an inner fuck you. It's cool to be nice to people. Don't be an asshole. Don't go around starting bar fights. But never lose your inner fuck you. It will save you. It will save your life. It has mine many times. So I noticed the next day when they were out, torturing us in the water, that where I had the Vaseline on my open sores was warm, whereas the water was fucking freezing cold. So, problem solver. Take the Vaseline and put it all underneath my underwear, my dungarees, my shirt. I covered my whole fucking body from the neck down in Vaseline. And I went and bought 2 more jars because I was using that shit by gobs. And this is friggin' Navy, man. They're like, you faggot, you gonna take it up the ass? Yeah, Vaseline, yeah, bend over, Brady. They're fucking with me, guys being guys, right? Locker room talk. Like the Orange Man says, our locker room talk. I got a bunch of shit for that. But I didn't give a shit because when we went out in the water and their fucking teeth were chattering, Vaseline is a petroleum product. Petroleum acts as an insulator, and while they were freezing their asses off, I was warm. And it protected from the chafing and the rubbing, so I never got another sore the whole time the rest of the training. So I was warm and I was sore free, which went a long way towards me making it. The other thing I did was, a lot of times when you think you can't take it anymore, when you've had enough, I can't go on, it's in your head. It's your head telling you, oh, that's painful, I can't do it. It's kind of like, I think Tony Robbins is a guy that you walk on coals in the training to prove you can do it, mind over matter. And it's not as bad as you think it is, and block it out. You mind control basically, but unlike the CIA, mind control, this is you controlling your mind. I grew up in Jersey. I was a big Springsteen fan, and I would sing songs from his albums while we were, being tortured, right? And it would take my mind to a different place. I would focus on the song and just sing the lyrics, and pretty soon, I'd sing a whole album, and the torture would be over, and we'd be back and get a hot shower, get a meal. So out of 80 people, 68 quit because they let their minds defeat them, and they weren't smart enough to protect against the cold with something that was available for, maybe a couple of bucks. at the Navy Exchange. So that was how I made it, and toughest thing in my life. And when I came out of there, you got nothing for me. I mean, at 21 years old, physically fit, 7.75% body fat. I've gone through training, you know, that taught me a lot, sharpened my mind, sharpened my body, and nobody could tell me shit. You talk about a chip on your shoulder, I had a granite block on 2 shoulders. Not my proudest days. I like me now, the kind, soft, great white Buddha who's chill, a lot better than that guy who was kind of angry. Women to me then were conquest instead of something to be loved and cherished. Back then it was another notch on the belt. You know, my behavior left a lot to be desired. The only way I justify it is I did me back then. I did what was right for me back then. Now I'm doing what's right for me now. So anyway, before I make another hour video that nobody wants to watch, my thing about information today and being self-reliant is I instinctually reject people trying to push their point of view on me. People trying to tell me how to think. People tell me how to interpret data. I want data. I want lots of data. I don't want the data you choose to give me. I want everybody's opinion, and then I will form my own based on my experience, based on my values, based on everything that goes on in the brain. I'm a sponge, and then I'll make a decision. And that's true in business, and that's true in my personal life. So there's a woman named Dr. Judy Milovechic or something like that. Actually, she did some pioneering lab work on AIDS, HIV and AIDS back in the 90s. Her work was suppressed back then by guys who wanted to make money off of it. Imagine that. Are you shocked that people want to make money? That big pharma and guys like Dr. Fauci want to make money, want to be wealthy, want to have big houses and fast cars and jet skis and, you know, all the things that wealth brings you? I'm not surprised. Once again, I always say, everybody wants to be a diamond, nobody wants to be cut, right? So that's the same with these people. Oh my goodness, breakfast is here. Sawadee! Sawadee! Facebook, kind of Facebook, YouTube, same thing. Facebook sucks, honey. We don't do Facebook anymore. Sawadee. Omelet, salad, veggie omelet. Yum. I'm keeping my promise to myself. So, anyway, these cocksuckers, and I call them that because it's true, basically blocked her information from getting out to people where it could have saved a lot of lives. All in the name of making money. Motherfuckers. There's 2 parts of every person. In the movie Animal House, which I loved, when Larry meets the checkout girl who turns out to be 13. That wouldn't be in a movie today. There's the Larry angel saying, "Don't leave her alone. She's passed out. Do the right thing." And there's the Larry devil on his shoulder saying, fuck her brains out, right? Classic scene from Animal House, which was a funny movie. And I think everybody's got that. Everybody's got the Greg devil and the Greg angel, right? So that when I watch that video, shout out to John Denise, my little tinfoil conspiracy theory, you know, who killed JFK, we didn't land on the moon, all that, you know. John's been fighting the fight. And I suspect just to fight the fight, he enjoys it. It gives him something to do. It keeps his mind active for a long time. But the thing is, if you keep shooting an automatic weapon into the trees, at some point you're going to kill something. They're fucking live bullets. And that's what, you know, he put the video out called Plandemic with Dr. Judy being interviewed. Watch it. You know, once again, I can't stress this enough. I have said in every video I've made, judge for yourself. Get the information yourself, judge for yourself. Just because some fat old bastard from New Jersey living in Thailand tells you it's so, doesn't mean it's so. I might have an agenda. I might have a spin. So all I ever say to you, and all I'll ever say to you, is watch it yourself and decide yourself. You're gathering information. And when somebody tries to push their perspective on you, it instinctively should feel wrong. You should just say, well, okay, that's right for him, that's right for her. Why are they trying to make me see things their way? I have my own set of eyes. I have my own brain. I have my own set of ears. Let me listen. Let me watch. Let me think for myself. Oh, wow. And what's funny is when you think for yourself in this day and age, with some very powerful people who have lots of money, Bill Gates, trying to tell you what to do, stay inside, wear a mask, get a vaccine. Anytime anybody tells you what to do, you need to question what's in it for them. Why are they trying to tell me what to do? I'm an adult. I'm not a child. I don't need my mommy and daddy, Bill and Melinda Gates, to tell me what to do. I'll make up my own friggin' mind, thank you very much. It's almost like they're treating you like children, right? Stay inside your house. It's not safe to go outside. Don't cross the street because of traffic. Isn't that what your mom used to say? Who the fuck made Bill Gates our mom? Right? I mean, crazy. And remember, I wore the mask. I wore the mask out here. I was trying to be respectful of my hosts. I'm in a new country. I'm in a host. I don't want to be the bad farang not wearing the mask. I went along to get along. But at some point, you've got to stop and say, wait a minute. I live in the greatest country in the world, and I'm talking about America back home. I live in the greatest country in the world, and it is the greatest country in the world because they respect the individual's freedom and the individual's rights to choose numerous things, right? You can do whatever you want to do as long as it doesn't hurt somebody else, right? So you can carry the virus, you can do this, you can do that. I get the arguments, but we see the CDC lied and inflated the numbers by 100%. 30,000 deaths, which are bad, not downplaying that, but 30,000 is not as bad as 60. Why did they post 60? Why did the news blast 60? Every day on the news here in Thailand, I saw 67,000 deaths in the United States. Bullshit. They've since come out and said, oh, we made a mistake. No, it wasn't a mistake. It was a lie. And it was a lie you told for a reason, right? Why? Think, question. Don't just be a freaking blind sheep that goes along and doesn't question anything. So 23 minutes in, I refuse to make another hour video. Research, Dr. Epstein, who's a liberal, but who's come out against Google, controlling elections. I have a kindred spirit who is in a 3-letter organization, not the one I chose, but another one that I hate, but they wound up kicking him out. He seems like he knows what the hell he's talking about. He's very well read. Robert David Steele, he did an interview with Dr. Judy, the same Dr. Judy from the pandemic. Very eye-opening. What's happening, real quick, 24 minutes, and I got 1 minute, and I'm going to cut this off. Real quick, what's happening is half the nation voted for Hillary Clinton in the last election. That half of the nation, that part of the population, mainly voted for Hillary because they didn't want Trump. It was a vote against Trump more than a vote for Hillary. And I'm seeing the same things on social media now with Biden. Oh, yeah, I think Joe might be a pedophile, but he's not Trump. That's another video. So right now what's important is knowing that whenever Trump says something, the natural inclination is for everybody who voted against him last time to do the opposite. So if Trump says don't wear a mask, you'll wear a mask. And believe me, the people that are putting these numbers out, the people that are doing the reporting, the people that are feeding you the information instead of letting you go get it yourself from various sources. Watching CNN, watching Fox News is not enough. You need to read and scour the internet, watch YouTube. You need to collect information. Don't be lazy. Don't rely on one source. What if that one source is wrong? What if that one source is spinning it to their particular view or agenda, which is exactly what's happening, right? Make your own mind up. So they've got you behaving, knowing that you're going to do whatever you think hurts Trump, right? You're being controlled because they know how you feel about Trump. Anything Trump says, you'll do the opposite. That makes you predictable. Think for yourself. I don't care what Trump says. I'm going to make my own mind up. I don't care what CNN says. I'm going to make my own mind up. I don't care what Fox News says. I'm going to make my own mind up. You should too. Love you guys. Take care.